I've been in China for about 6 years now. Before I started this workshop, I was actually salvaging a lot of bikes from the street. And actually there's many bikes that are thrown out and people just leave them outside in different apartment complexes and in the streets and all over the place. And I was taking them home to my apartment and rebuilding them. I was basically taking off the paint, taking off the rust, and rebuilding all of the components with new components. Along the way, actually, I was also doing research on Chinese youth, working for a company called China Youthology. And we had some clients from car companies asking, what is the meaning of mobility to Chinese youth? And actually, that was one of the most interesting projects I did there, because I went all over China. I went to everywhere. I went to Kunming, Shanghai, Beijing, Ningbo, many, many different places, and asked Chinese young people, 10 years from now, what do you expect in terms of mobility? And all of them said, I have to have a nice car. And then when we asked why, actually the answer was usually, either to get married, to get a promotion, to have some sort of social standing in society. And I thought it was very interesting. I had one respondent who told me he would actually really like to bike to work, but there's a big problem. If he bikes to work, I think he worked in finance, nobody would let him in the door if he had a meeting. If he biked to some meeting, the security guard wouldn't even let him in. And so he said, you know what, I have to drive a car just because it's for work. I had another respondent who said, in order to go to his friend's wedding, his friend, one of his good friends, said, you have to rent a BMW. You can't drive, I think he had a Volkswagen. You can't drive your Volkswagen to my wedding, you have to rent a BMW to be part of the wedding parade. So anyways, I thought that was very, very interesting. At the same time I was building these bikes and thinking about, right now it's really important to Chinese young people and to consumers in general to have some sort of social value to what they use. They want, especially for the younger generation, they're thinking, how does this item that I'm purchasing or that I'm making represent me and my values? And so that's something that I was really wondering, can you begin to do that with the bike, right? Before, the bike maybe was just much more of a cheap transportation tool to get around Beijing or get around the city. But if we can get it to begin to have some cultural values associated with it, I think that's actually really important. So that's why we opened a workshop. I think right now with Chinese youth, DIY, do it yourself, is very, very popular. It's very popular to begin to explore yourself and explore the different possibilities that you have and what you're capable of. So by opening a workshop and creating a bike, we get a lot of people who come in and have never biked before. They're not bike enthusiasts. But by making a bike, they actually appreciate their bicycle a lot more, and they think it does represent them. I mean, it's very, very unique, their own bicycle. So that's the goal. Originally, just wanted to make 25 with 25 different youth and see what happens after they make a bicycle. Do they feel more proud of it? Are they more proud of getting around with their bike?